Hello cardboard lovers, it's Cardboard Badger here. I hope you're doing well, and today we have a brand new standard legal deck tech for you with cards from Magic the Gathering's newest set, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. We're going to be rolling loads of D20s. The entire deck is its colours, and we are going to be rolling a huge amount of dice. This has been the most fun to play on Arena probably I've ever had, and it is pretty friendly as far as MTG Arena is concerned, because if you don't worry about the lands, we only need 4 rares. So I hope you enjoy this deck tech. If you do so and you would like to like, subscribe, do all the usual stuff, that would be fantastic. And if you want more Cardboard Badger in your life, check out the links in the descriptions below. And that being said, we will get on with the deck tech. We're going to be running 21 creatures in total, starting off with our most important card. We have a playset of Delina Wild Mage, 3 and a red. We have a legendary creature, Elf Shaman, 3/2, and whenever Delina Wild Mage attacks, choose target creature you control, then roll a d20. If we roll 1 through 14, we create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and then we exile it at the end of combat. But if we roll 15 to 20, we can create one of those tokens and roll again. Everything that we are going to hopefully have on the battlefield is going to enable us to roll more than 1 die, so we hopefully keep getting numbers between 50 and 20 and just go ultra wide or almost infinite and go in straight for the win. And a creature that's going to support those die rolls, we have got a playset of Pixie Guide. For 1 and a blue, we have a fairy 1/3 flyer with grunt and advantage. If you would roll 1 more dice, instead roll that many dice +1 and ignore the lowest roll. So this is going to double our chances to get between 15 and 20 to then do it again and do it again. And obviously if we've got more than one of these Pixie Guides out, then the other one will trigger and we will have 3 die and so on. So excellent card when it comes to rolling D20s. Up next we have one of the payoffs for the multiple dice rolling. We have got a playset of Feywild Trickster. For 3 mana, 2 and a blue, we have a Gnome Warlock 2/2, and whenever you roll 1 or more dice, create a 1/1 blue fairy dragon creature token with flying. So this is going to give us the chance to go really wide and have them as blockers, and also use them as a way of dealing damage by sacrificing them with a card that we're going to see later on. Up next we have 3 copies of Brazen Dwarf. For 2 mana, 1 and a red, we have a Dwarf Shaman, a 1/3 with whenever you roll 1 or more dice, Brazen Dwarf deals 1 damage to each opponent. So if we can have Delina constantly rolling round over and over and over again, repeating that, then we are going to have multiple triggers and the Dwarf can ping away 1 at a time. We're also going to be playing 2 copies of Scion of Stygia. For 3 mana, 2 and a blue, we have a Tiefling Shaman 2/1. It's got flash and it has Cone of Cold. Whenever Scion of Stygia enters the battlefield, choose target creature an opponent controls and then roll a d20. If we get 1 to 9, we can tap that creature, and if we get 10 to 20, we can tap that creature, and it doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. And our final creature to enable some card draw, we have a playset of Faradar Devil's Chosen. For 4 mana, 2 blue and a red, we have got a legendary creature, Tiefling Warlock 3/3 with the Dark One's Own Luck. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, Faradar Devil's Chosen gains flying and menace until the end of turn. If any of those results was 10 or higher, draw a card. I personally just use this for the card draw, and it is absolutely fantastic. So a playset of great card indeed. Up next we have our non-creature spells, starting off with a playset of Barbarian Class. We have the new enchantments, the class enchantments, and for 1 red mana we have, if you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice +1 and ignore the lowest roll. So this is going to give us a higher chance of obviously getting Delina to do the 15 to 20 and repeat it over and over again, and then make loads of tokens and burn to the face with Brazen Dwarf. So very, very good card. For 2 mana, we can move it up to level 2, 1 and a red, and whenever you roll 1 or more dice, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains menace till the end of turn. If they haven't got any flyers, you can then obviously put this onto your pixie guide and have a ginormous flyer and go in for the win. And to level 3 for 3 mana, 2 and a red. Creatures you control have haste. This is an absolutely fantastic card, and we obviously have to play a playset of. Up next, we have 2 copies of Wizard's Class. For 1 blue mana, we have our enchantment again, and you have no maximum hand size, which is really, really important with Faridar Devil's Chosen. Level 2, for 3 mana, 2 and a blue. When this class becomes level 2, draw 2 cards, which is important if you're searching for something like an additional land or one of our key creatures. And for 5 mana for level 3. Apologies. Whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, which I have never had the need to do, but it is there if needed. Very, very expensive indeed. Lots of other things that can do it a lot cheaper. But the important thing is the no maximum hand size. Up next, we have a playset of You Find the Villain's Lair. For 3 mana, 1 blue. We have an instant with choose 1, follow their scheme, counter target spell, or learn their secrets, draw 2 cards, and then discard 2 cards. We're also playing 2 copies of Contact Other Plane. For 4 mana, 3 and a blue. We have an instant, we roll a D20. 1 to 9, draw 2 cards. 10 to 19, scry 2, then draw 2 cards, and we get 20, scry 3, and draw 3 cards. We're also going to be playing 2 copies of Critical Hit. For 2 mana, 1 and a red. We have an instant with target creature gains double strike until the end of turn. So if we put this on our menace creature, thanks to the barbarian class, it could be huge, and we could go for the win, possibly with 1 hit from 1 creature. And also, when you roll a natural 20, we can return critical hit from your graveyard to your hand, and then obviously replay it over and over again. So the chance of this coming back is huge for additional value, which is the reason we only have 2 copies. Up next, we have 1 copy of Weaponize the Monsters, an enchantment for 1 red mana, and for 2 mana, sacrifice a creature and weaponize the monsters. Deals 2 damage to any target, which is where Feywild Trickster kicks in yet again, because we can pay the 2 mana, sacrifice the Fairy Dragon, and either go to the phased or use it to get rid of some of our opponent's creatures. And our final card before we get to the land, we have 2 copies of Shock. For 1 red mana, Shock deals 2 damage to any target. And finally, for the mana base, we have a total of 24 lands. We are starting off with a full play set of Riverglide Pathway or Lava Glide Pathway, depending on what we need. And then other than that, we just have basic lands. We have 10 islands, and we also have 10 mountains. So there we have it. That is the entire Standard Legal Deck Tech Dice Baby from the new cards from Dungeons & Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I hope you've enjoyed this deck tech. Obviously, if you want to like, share, subscribe, click that bell, because we are going to be having some product opening coming up later on in the week. We're going to be opening 2 of the pre-release packs over the first weekend, and when I get the rest of the stuff coming through. We're going to be opening a set booster box as well, so that will be there for your viewing pleasure. And all I'd like to say is thank you very much indeed for watching, and we will see you again soon here on Cardboard Badger.